Alright, let's have a little fun with 17 HMR and 22 Win Mag. Let's DRAM them, draw them down to size. I'm not going to final length trim them yet because I still have to determine what the max I can squeeze out of them with this die. But I don't know if that'll be another video or if I'll just figure that out. I don't know how long that's going to take. It's not something I've tried to do yet, so who knows how that could turn out. Alright, basically this consists of is the 6mm DRAM die. I'll explain why I have extra lock rings on as we go. The 6mm DRAM base punch. There's another base punch for running them all the way through. This also gets used when you run them through the 22 DRAM die. It's also an ejection pin, and when you're core seating, it's got its own core seater. Base punch. Stop me if you heard this before. Another day, another jig. Alright. Redesigned the final length, so I won't be using it today. Final length trim jig to be adjustable. Basically, I drilled out a bolt. Had to anneal that sucker. It was it's not easy to drill a bolt. I don't know if it was hardened or not, but man, that thing did not want to drill. And I really didn't anneal the shank, so it kind of deflected, but it's straight enough for what we need. Just an 8D finishing nail, same one I was using in the other one. So yeah, this one's been sized and drawn out to 22 full, final. There's no Win Mag casing in this one. It's just drilled wood, just presses in. Oh, yeah. Kind of forgot to show you that, didn't I? You can see it's just wood. Press it in. Press it out. And what was I gonna say? Lost for words. Sorry, cold's still kicking my butt a little bit. Came up last night. I was laying there and I thought, well, it'd be really nice as if had the adjustable, but just a channel with a clamping mechanism. So instead of pushing them out, you just drop them, hold them back, and clamp them. I just got to figure out how to do that with materials and tools I have, which kind of limited, but give it enough time, you know. You can see how off that is, but yeah, it works. At least, I can fine tune it as I figure out, as I'm figuring out the length I need. All right. Get back to this. With this die, it sets in the ejection punch. This has got to be lowered down quite a bit. What I did was, since I have to drop this so much, I didn't want to mess with running 4 nuts down, so I cut a couple pieces of 1/2-inch PVC just like this. Made little spacers, and it works pretty good. Sorry, it's ramen. Alright, now here's the reason I've got these extra lock nuts. I need 2 adjustments on this for 2 different sorry, 2 different steps. So the first step, putting these extra ones, brings it up enough where, well, if you can see, you see in there how it's stepped down. This isn't exactly rounded, it's pretty squared off, and that's an abrupt. So you want it to stay in that center channel and not raise out too much. So this raises it up enough where the casing doesn't go in very far. It just has to go enough to derim it and then get ejected. That's the first step. The second step is running it all the way through with this punch. For that, I pull these extra lock rings off and it goes down to this last one, which is set for that. It's a lot faster to just screw these 3 off. I don't know if the way this kit was set up, if it was, you know, something needed done before, or if it was, okay, this is what you want, I can make it happen with what I've got. You know, that could have been how it worked. I don't know. The world may never know. But it works. It's just extra steps. So let's screw this down. A lot less screwing with those spacers in there. And that goes in. Alright. Bring this in a little closer. Oh, come on. There we go. It took a little bit to figure out where to adjust that, because if it goes in a little too far, when you go to eject it, it either pushes the ejection pin out of the hole just enough where it can cock off. And I think when you go to eject it, the pressure tries to expand the case a little bit. At least this is my theory. It causes it to jam up, and pain in the butt. I'm redoing this video because I ran into those little issues, and yeah, it didn't look good. I may roll some of the little things I ran into in at some point. I don't know if it'll be like blooper reel material almost, but actually some of it is kind of educational, because like, okay, I described this at one point, here it is. This is, you know, or, well, I've never run into this before. There were some interesting things that have happened. But, alright, onward and onward. Alright, lube. Said, doing brass, you want more than on the lead cores. And these take, I think, a little more pressure than the 22, but I'm not sure. If so, it's not really much. And there has to be enough lube. It's got to go up and come back out. So you can see it doesn't really go in very far. Actually, as you can see, come on. You can see how it's stepped right out there. It was just enough to take the rim out. That's all we want in this step, just the rim. Yeah, what I did earlier, you can see I ended up adjusting this. Actually, what I had and thought was working pretty good, I ended up adding another lock ring to space it out, because it made a huge difference. Because I was getting the wedging problem, and it was intermittent, so I don't know It must have been coming just high enough to sometimes cause problems. But now it's beautiful. So let me grab it. Yeah, I'll show you the difference. This is how far it was going in. That's how far I'm going in now. And yeah, definitely makes a difference. You get to lube this pin every now and then. Yeah, I ran into some real issues. And since these are longer, you gotta lube more of that pin than the long rifle. But with this now not going in as far, it's not sticking on the pin like it was. I was having some real sticking issues when I was going in the farther distance. Now, last time I was figuring this out, it wasn't doing nearly as much as that. But turn the camera on and all hell breaks loose. Murphy goes working overtime, let me tell you. Whoops. One on the floor. Actually, I'm starting to think these don't take as much pressure as the long rifle. Probably because I'm not shoving it the full distance through. I don't know. This next step is to run them all the way through, and it really doesn't take all that much pressure. So, do some of these here. Let's see. All right. Pick those up and show you what to do with these. Alright, let's pull this one out. On to step 2. Man, sorry, my nose is running. I had this cold for a week or so, and I don't feel like garbage now. The effects are just dragging on. My throat, my voice comes and goes. My nose is running. Hey. I thought Elvis might have it. He sounded a little run down in that video. And when I talk to different places, different states, they're like, yeah, it sounds like the same cold is running rampant everywhere. People I've talked to. Alright, now get rid of that. Pull these off. It's just easier than taking this and readjust it, and getting it where you need it and locking it down. What a pain. That just turns it into a few seconds compared. Alright. Go. These just barely fit now. Let's see how it's set for the wind mag. The wind mag is the one that really just barely fits. Come on. Oh, I got it upside down. Yeah, could have been here all night on that one. Whoop, what just happened? Well, that was interesting. Oh, okay. I got one that hadn't been derimmed mixed in. No wonder it didn't want to go. That could have been crazy. Alright, now, You can see that little ridge is now gone. They're sized to full length. Takes almost no effort, really, this step. Getting that rim out is the toughest part of just about the whole stinking process, I tell you. Right. 17 HMR versus 22 Win Mag. There's a slight difference in length. It's just had the neck trimmed off is all. All right. Okay. Now, take this one out. Obviously, you do these in a bulk, and not do a few and then swap them out. But, this is video, so we do things differently. Hopefully, bring this down further than with 22 long rifle. All right, a little more lube. This is going to draw them down smaller, so come on. Yeah, this takes a little more effort. Whoa. All right. Now, okay, this one just came out. This is one before it goes in. Yeah. Figured it was going to fit in. Okay, but let's see if you can see the difference in size. Oh, if I have... Where's that? Oh, okay. Take one that hasn't been de-rimmed. This is one that went through the other dot. Oh, that one's got a bit too much jag. Alright. This is just only through the 6mm die. This is the one I just ran through. There, that gives you a little idea of the difference. This time now they're ready for yeah, sometimes these 22 Win Mags are a bit long. That's there. Down just a touch. 17 HMRs are just short enough where they don't have a problem. Oh yeah, I was saying. Now after this step, they're ready for final trim length. So clean them up. Probably just roll them on a rag, you know, a towel, and clean them up that way. Then after final trim them, then tumble them so it can smooth off anything that happens to be there, and yeah, there we go. Ready for final trim. All right. Don't know if there's anything really more to say at the moment. well, actually next would be to anneal these. Could do that, but I think I want to wait till final trim on that. Might have to do a little research into that, actually. I'm gonna have to shoot out an email and ask, because I never thought, do I anneal before or after final trim length? Like I said, it's a learning process. The kit comes with a big old instruction manual, but there's still vague parts, and well, my kit's a little different, so not everything's in there. Let's see, where is it? He sent a sheet that is got notes on it for my kit, but yet there are still some places where I'm like, well, what about this? You know, that's not covered. Well, shoot off an email. All right, well, that's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Oh, here's some of the things I'll show you. Then I'll try to find them and roll them in, but I ran into this, where I was taking them all the way down, you know, the longer length, and not sure how, but I ended up putting another one behind it. Well, the first one ends here. Yeah, it was still, you know, it's neck down here, still expanded. And the next one went in, compressed down, and just kept going till, yeah. I must not have noticed that hadn't ejected all the way. That was a shock. I couldn't figure that one out for a few seconds. This one was where the head blew off. It must have had a firing pin, a puncture or something, and yeah, violently. Yeah, I mentioned that in a previous video, but it didn't happen to me on film. So this one, I'm not sure what the heck happened. That was my last disaster. I don't know what happened on that one. And check this one out. I've never seen this happen before. It blew through the side when I went to derim it. Yeah, adventures in switching 101. All right. See you in the next one. All right. I heard back about annealing first versus trimming first, and basically trim first, because if you anneal them, you know, they may not trim quite as nicely because they're soft. So yeah, the more I thought about it, the more that made sense. But yeah, it's best to ask someone who knows more than you do, and there's a lot of people out there who know more than I do. So yeah, so that question is laid to rest. All right, I brought this up in another video about angling back your lever. All right, mine's a little long, so if I bring it back beyond vertical, it will hit the bottom of my bench, but I still get enough stroke to do most operations. In this case, I found that if I angle it back 3 notches from vertical, it gives me much better leverage. Here. I mean, really, the leverage need starts once it touches the bottom of the die. And the closer you are to just pushing down, the more you can use your body weight. Vertical, you come back and you've got to pull through the hardest part. If you can push down for the most part, it's a lot easier. I mean, these are the final drawdown, the 22, and they were harder than the D-rim before. Now, well, you can see, not bad at all, pretty easy. So yeah, almost done here. Got maybe a dozen to go. I'll fish these up and I'll show you what we've really got here. Permanent container we're all familiar with, most of us anyway. Fortune Cookie's favorite storage container, I think. The veritable chicken container. Just a few more left. All right. Now, get the one out of the die, probably. Unless that lever hitting the bottom limited too much, that 17 HMR should come all the way through. If not, there is a way around that. I take a 22 long rifle and run it in last. Let that stick in because that's normal. Two may come out. Yep, it's short enough it came right out. Keep a spare one of those in the case just for that. All right. That's what we got for 17 HMR and 22 Win Mag. Figured I'd give a good representation, good idea that many of us have seen, know about how much it holds. All right, so I'd throw that in there and see you in the next one. God bless. Whoa. I have a feeling we just tore a base. Yes, we did. We did tear a base off a 22 Win Mag. Hey, okay, now I got to work that off. Remember in a previous video I mentioned how it's kind of violent when that happens? Well, you just witnessed it. It's kind of violent. And gingerly work these off because you don't want to damage that. So you don't want to take too much pressure. You just work it off and off it comes. And that's why it's good to have lube on this. It makes them come off much easier than they would. What that did to the base, it just jammed the crap out of it. Let's see. Let's see if the head comes back through. It'll come out with the next. Yeah, that's what happens when the head explodes. Oh, I see what happened. The other one didn't eject, and this one. This could be fun. There's one jammed over the other one. That's a first. I've never had that happen yet. Of course, I haven't done all that many of them. So, yeah, the things you learn. Check that out. I don't know if you can see it. Come on. That's the base of the one on top. There's actually two of them, one inside the other. Because happened. I don't know how this happened, I have to figure it out so I can avoid it. This one went in, obviously. Maybe I'll figure it out when I rewatch the film. You guys might know before I do. My guess is this goes in, comes out. The base is still 6 mil, full size. The head is 6 mil, and then this one's went in behind it and jammed in. It sized down. Yay! I don't know. Well, that was interesting. I just lubed that pin. So, well, let's try the old, instead of mangling it, try the old friction method. There we go. Saved it. Now, here's something I've had happen once before. It's stuck on there. I must not have relubed the pin in time. And I didn't catch it last time. And what happens is the nose is sized down, and I set a new one on top of it. When I ran it up through, it shoved into the next one. And then, of course, these don't want to come off even more because there's just that much more pressure. So I got to get that one off. Yeah. Oh, ho, ho! I've never seen that happen before. Check this out. Ah. Ooh, this one's going to be a little trickier. Just grab the casing, grab this. Check that out. I've never seen that happen before in any casing. Wow. Okay. The madness that is switching.